Polite inquiries, India, England, day 4, the last day of the second test at Chennai.
Over a bit early.
Chris Ward, England's worst all-round display in a test since when?
Oh, you'd find loads of occasions when they haven't been very good. I mean, they've been obviously had a really good run and deserve lots of credit for it. But when England are bad, it's not that long ago since I saw them bowled out before lunch in the first session of a test against Ireland. Or lose 10 wickets in a session against Bangladesh. I mean, you don't have to look that far for the low points of English cricket.
If you were only watching a highlights reel, is Moeen Ali the greatest cricketer ever?
Why the caveat about the highlights reel? Yeah, Gary Sobers is watching him going, I wish it could have been me. Someone will think I'm serious.
Shresht Shah, good old Shresht. Moeen Ali to be the most expensive player at Thursday's IPL auction. I'm not sure, but I think he'll get a bid.
I think the fact that he's going home now is an indication that he's fairly confident he's going to get picked up, but we'll see. To put in perspective, he's away. If he gets an IPL gig, he'd be away in a bio bubble for about 5 months. I think that's pretty tough for a guy with young kids. I actually think it's an unreasonable thing to ask them to do.
Subhajit Bhaumik, who should be the man of the match, Rohit, Ashwin or Vaughan?
I think they got it right. Hey, when Sharma played that innings, I thought he's an absolute dead cert for player of the match. But you have to give it to Ravi Ashwin, don't you?
A lot of the boys in the BCCI com box, they love Ashwin. It's just one of those things. They just love Ashwin. I still think the defining innings of the game was Rohit's. Ashwin was brilliant.
That's true. That's true. It was. But there was the defining innings. He did score a century, Ashwin, as well, same as Ravit. And he did take, I think, 9 more wickets than Ravit.
Encrypted layman, should Axar Patel retire? Oh, I think he should. It doesn't get any better than this.
There's no reason why he won't carry on doing it. I mean, he's obviously not going to get surfaces that help as much as that, but he looks like a really, really good bowler.
Gangan, why don't spin bowling, I think you like this one, why don't spin bowling all-rounders get as much appreciation as pace bowling all-rounders do? Is it because Australia and England have never produced a spin bowling all-rounder option?
What?
It's never produced. Never, ever.
Well, who's Richie Bennett? I don't know that question warrants more of an answer than a grumpy look. I mean, Richie Bennett, for good. Shane Warne. No? I mean, Ray Illingworth, Graham, that's Moeen Ali.
Nick, why won't the England team even try reading Dravid's email to KP to solve their problems against spin?
KP and every other batsman who's ever played for England would have struggled on this. I wouldn't worry too much about the 4th innings. They'd hit the iceberg a lot earlier.
Matthew begs, is the English technique of sweeping and when in doubt sweeping again going to be really effective long-term in India on pitches similar to this?
Joe Root's got a lot of runs sweeping, eh? I mean, you've got to have a method to get through.
I'd love to see England do something other than sweep and take on India spinners, which I think a lot of their batsmen are capable of.
But when Dan Lawrence came down the wicket...
Yeah. Abhijato Sen Sharma, does Ben Stokes send Easter eggs to Ravi Ashwin as well? We got another Easter question.
Yeah, we got that coming. He's got a real fight on his hands there, hasn't he?
King of Wessex. England won by over 200 runs and then India won by over 300 runs. Please explain why and how no one knows anything anymore.
But isn't that wonderful? Isn't it fun? If English supporters are honest, I don't think there are any who before this series wouldn't have settled for 1-1 at this point. And who knows what's going to happen with the pink ball. It's a new stadium, new pitch, different ball.
And Jimmy's back.